Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Yeah, everything looks good, more or less. Hoping the audio is okay. First of all, you'll probably notice that the video behind me has no audio. That was by design. Just real quick, this is a video for my subscribers. Um, Basically, I just want to give you guys an update, which I know is kind of weird because it's been forever since I've posted anything on this channel. First of all, I want to say thank you, obviously. I mean, just every YouTuber ever says that. I don't even consider myself a YouTuber because I've got all 4 videos on my channel, 5 now, but yeah, for those of you who did subscribe, thanks, and for those of you who shared it, for those of you who gave me comments, I appreciate it, like a ton. This video, I worked really hard on it. It took a long time, it's hard to say exactly how long I took on it because there was a lot of stretches where I stopped working on it for a while just because I was doing it as a hobby, so I didn't have any real reason to finish it other than just to get it done. So there were stretches of time, weeks, if not even a full month, where I never even touched it. And then I would just kind of go back to it, work on it little by little until it was finished. So altogether, it took me about 9 months from the beginning of the animation and modeling to the completion of the video. And there was time before that where I was planning out. Unlike my first video, Fright Machine, this video, Galactic Academy, I did designs for on paper. I had a general idea of how I wanted the scene to look. I knew I wanted it to be on an asteroid. I knew I wanted to have a giant gong, which is this guy right here. A lot of these instruments I very much improvised. Like the drums, obviously, I did not design that round donut looking thing. Obviously the green little orb that you saw right there, that was improvised too. Honestly, I wasn't sure what to make that sound, so I just thought with glowing orb, that'll work. That gong right there, the initial one, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, that one. It is not, I didn't design that one, I'm sorry to say. It's very detailed, but I did not design it. I made the stand, like the frame that it goes on. I designed the hammers that are the round hammers. That was a design. This crazy thing right here, I designed that pretty much from scratch. The bells on the right, I designed those from scratch along with the hammers. That ship, no, did not design that. That's a prefab, but the gourd thing, that gourd drum on the left, I did design that. That was a really interesting design. If you watch closely, there's actually 2 sets of sound effects that use it. There's a sound effect at the very beginning that goes twice, and then the rest of it is this looping drum beat. Overall, I was really happy with how this video came out. Like I had the vision in my head of how I wanted everything to look before I ever even began modeling it, and it just almost everything came out perfect. Again, there's things I had to improvise. I wanted the tower with lights. I wanted it to look different. Originally, it was going to have more lights. And I never actually intended to add the lasers. That was kind of just a stroke of something that I thought. I was inspired by the actual Animusic guys, because they have some lasers in a lot of their shots, or videos, I should say. And, I was so inspired by them. Their videos are tremendously amazing. I know that I think they use their own custom software, and I don't know exactly how it works, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that they're able to actually input the music into their software, and the animations will match the music automatically. Me, not so much. I had to do all this by hand. Those of you who are subscribed, you probably already know that this was designed using the Unreal Engine. I used the Unreal Development Kit to build this. My previous video, Fright Machine, I actually used Unreal Engine 3, I think it was. It was whatever came out before Unreal Development Kit, which I'm pretty sure was 3. It came out with Unreal Tournament 3. So that one was Unreal Engine 3, this one is UDK. So my point is, UDK has been discontinued. They're not supporting it anymore because they are working now on Unreal Engine 4, which I have dabbled with. It is very different, painfully different from either Unreal Engine 3 or the UDK. What I liked about the UDK it was very similar to Unreal Engine 3. A lot of the stuff was where basically in the same spot. You know, obviously there's more features, but the old ones are more or less in the same area. And with Unreal Engine 4, they basically Windows 10'd it. Um, Everything is in a different place than what I'm used to, and I have to relearn the software all over again, which is a huge pet peeve, by the way. Um, if it's not already clear, also this video is a live stream, which I know no one will be watching. Obviously, this will be pre-recorded, so you guys can watch it later. So, obviously, it's not going to be perfect. I'm actually kind of talking off the cuff right now. And you'll see that I'm looking in this direction, not at the webcam, because my main monitor is over here. I have an alternate monitor over here. I know you don't care, but that's just how that is. So that was kind of a rundown of the 2 videos that I've done. I was working on a third one. It was called Destiny, based on a song that I have, obviously. It's called Soul Diner, Destiny. And if you go onto my music page on whatever, I think it's Bandcamp I was using at the time. If you go on the music page, you will see that all of my songs, or most of them, have this weird naming system that I came up with. It's like they have a category and then the actual song titles in parentheses, which is, nobody else does that. I have no idea why I named them that way. Most of the music that I put together over a decade ago. It was like 2004, 2005, 2006. I think it was like from 04 to 07 is when I put all my songs together. So they're very old. I haven't put a new song together in a good long while. My most recent song was a song called Wings. I put that together in a music technology class in college I took about 2 or 3 years ago. And so that was the last song that I did 3 years ago. And then prior to that, I hadn't made a song for at least 8, maybe 9 years, give or take. It's been a while. But my point is, I digress. Destiny is one of the older songs. It's a very old song. It's much shorter, by the way. I know a lot of people complain about this video especially being so incredibly long. It's almost 10 minutes. Fright Machine was also about 7 minutes long. I never, as I said in the description, I never intended for this video to be so long. It just, you know, when I first started the animation, that's how long the song was. And I didn't think at the time that maybe I should cut it down. And in retrospect, I should have. A lot of people don't even watch the video the whole way through. It's super disappointing. A lot of people leave before like the 2-minute mark, and that's really when the video gets started. And in all honesty, I regret that because I lose a lot of views. The video was monetized for a while, but YouTube changed the rules on monetization. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers, which I don't. And you have to have like a certain amount of view hours per month, I think. I don't remember the exact amount. There's a kitty. So the video is not monetized, that was the point. So about my third video, Destiny. I was halfway through making it, and at one point I got into that slum where I stopped working on it. I stopped working on it for a really long time. I'm talking months even. But I wanted to go back to it. I had some inspiration, and I thought, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on it more, right? Because one thing about Destiny you have to know is that almost everything in Destiny is completely custom modeled. In terms of the instruments, everything is custom modeled, like the actual set pieces, the instruments themselves, the animations, everything custom modeled. The only thing that wasn't custom modeled was the scenery, which includes some trees and some grass. And it was really beautiful because I was using this part of UDK that allowed the trees and the grass to sway as if the wind was blowing. It looked amazing. It was just this beautiful. It was set over a lake, so it was this beautiful, eerie scene. There was fog, so the light was coming down like moonlight, and there were like these black, like moonbeams almost, shadow beams that were coming off of it. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. I'll probably show you if I can. Let me go ahead and exit out of this real quick and see if I can even get into you. If I can get in there. Give me a second here. Oh geez, I don't even know which one it is. It's UDK. Or is it this one? Crap. I think it's this one. We'll find out in a second here. I'll try to show you the work that I had done on it, which I know at this point is redundant because, again, I digress, and I'm sorry. I have Just that's how I am. But oh, that was a noise. Oh, you guys can't hear that. This is not what I want. Go away. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, thank you. That was really loud. I'm sorry. Jesus. Okay. It's not that. Or is it that? Try it again. Maybe that's the right one. So the point I was trying to make is that I'm not working on the third video anymore. And the reason for that, well, there's a variety of reasons for that. First of all, as I mentioned before, UTK is no longer being supported by the developers, which normally that wouldn't be a problem. Because obviously you could still use it. It still runs. So, I did not mean to click that, but whatever. Yeah, here you can see the videos that are recommended for me. Enjoy that. Alright, here's this. Okay, now I can load this up for you guys. So, yeah, so it's not being supported. Now, the other issue is that the program I was using to model is Blender. It's a really great free modeling program. Here we go. Let me full screen this. Do I even remember how to full screen this? Oh boy, it's been so long! I'm sorry. Let's just do this. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so here is the third video. You can see, yink. Why is that not working? That's weird. Is this... There we go. See, is that not just so eerie and crazy? This was the set. I actually did, again, I drew out all my plans for this. I designed this statue. If you go over here to the front here, you can, it's hard to see without lighting. Let me turn the lighting off. That's worse, but, can I get a good view on this? Let's see. Here, turn this off first of all. Just look at that. Just look at that shadow. Is that not the most beautiful thing? But anyway, what it's supposed to be like an angel. There's the head. You can barely see it, but it looks like it has a hood. It's got the arms crossed, which you can barely see. There, you can kind of see the hand right there. And yeah, it's just like a big gourd. Basically, kind of looks like the gourd from my previous video, but obviously it's got the rock texture. You can see how the rock texture lighting looks. Well, it looks good and bad at the same time. You can see the texture in the lighting, but there's areas where the lighting are really botched up. Like, the lighting in the front here is not very good. But yeah, swing around. So this is, of course, where all the action is. You've got, it has these 3 pianos, which I modeled to the keys myself. These strings, by the way, oh man, if I can show you these strings, it's the greatest thing that I had done. Give me a second if I can figure this out. Let's get out of here. Oh, I have to relearn all this like right now. Kismet. If you go to one of these, I think it's, let's see, string vibrations. This is it. Boop. So, if I arrange this properly, move over here. So, let's see if this works. Hey! You can barely see it. But the strings, I need to increase the vibration, but you see how the string, it vibrates and then it slows down like an actual string instrument. It's not the greatest looking thing in the world, but it was good enough. And then I had these. I modeled these myself. They are wooden model hands. I mean, they probably have a name, but I don't know. I modeled those. And the cool thing about those is that they light up. Let me see if I can find the right one to make that work. Lord have mercy, these are not where they need to be. I don't know, let me try this one. God, I hate to waste your time, I'm sorry. I don't know which one. Keyboard. Oh, is that the one? Hang on. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this is what the keys are supposed to look like. I had them, and if you look closely, they actually do move down. So my plan was, these gloves, hand things, they glow white, and as they activate, like when they're not moving, they're wooden, but when as they activate, they glow white. And then they would pluck the strings, they would hit the piano, they would be playing all these instruments. It would be super super beautiful. There would be lights going. I installed drums on the head because you just got to. There's a cymbal. Just oh man, I wanted to make this work. I wanted to make this work so bad, but I mean technically, if I really knuckled down, I could really get in there and make this work. Um, but so anyway, I digress, and I'm sorry for that. But another reason that's slowing me down is that the Blender, the modeling program I use, um, it does not support the output for the file type that UDK requires. And if I recall correctly, oh man, I don't recall. I'd have to look it up. Import. Let's see. MV project is not here for some reason. There we go. It uses ASE files. That's what I was using for my models. And the ASE exporter that I was using is no longer supported in the newest version of Blender, so I can't export my models anymore. And on top of that, I mean, it's such a headache. Basically, in order to keep working on this video, I would have to, like, backgrade to a previous version of Blender. I'd have to, like, figure out which one has the ASE exporter, and then I would have to continue working from there, which technically I could do. But it is so much work, and honestly, I just don't have the motivation to do it. I know that sounds horrible, because, I mean, this is what I've done. This is the best, probably the best thing I've done with my life, as sad as that sounds. I mean, I've done other things. I tutored in college for about 8 years, and I'm working right now for a dental company in a call center, so that's fun. But as far as creations are concerned, this is definitely, well, the other two, definitely the greatest things that I have created. And they'll probably be the longest lasting things that I've ever created. So that's kind of the story there. So really, it's possible that I may go back someday and touch up. Well, I should say not touch up, but I may go back someday and restart working on this, because there's a few other things I need to model. I need to model these wings right here. Obviously these are placeholder wings, this little metal frame. I was going to create this really fancy golden frame that would go all around here. There's going to be like this big pendant that goes right here, where it crosses. There's going to be a big pendant with like a flame and a cross on it. I was going to have an additional set of strings right here that would be like a guitar. And there's going to be a set of strings over here, which, well, I already installed those. This one is going to be like a harpsichord. I'm going to have like little hammers that come down here, kind of like a piano, but without the keys, so the hammers would be there. And then I have, if you look in here, I have these pipes. There's going to be these pipe instruments. I've got a cymbal. If you look closely, there's a little cymbal right there, like one of those churchy cymbal. What do they call those? Tambourines? Yeah, tambourines. That's it. Got one of those. I was also going to put up a halo up here that was going to animate for one of the sound effects. And then the biggest thing I wanted to do over here on the side, these holes right here, I was going to have these big organ pipes shoot up out of these that look like wings for the last part of the song, because these organy sounds, these really eerie organ sounds start playing. I was going to have them come out of there and look like wings, as if it's like growing extra. I mean, in my head, it's so beautiful. I want this to happen so bad, but at the same time, I don't want to have to go back and work on it more, because there's so much to do, and it's going to be such a hassle. It's a really big catch-22, and honestly, I'm disappointed in myself that I gave up on it. The only way that I would continue working on this would be if there was a significant outcry of people to be like, I want to see this. You need to do this. And I know that sounds horrible and conceited and the worst thing, and I'm sorry for that, but that's just the way it is. I know this video's been going a very long time. Again, I'm sorry for that. Um, I really hope this is actually recording. Let's see here. I have a strange feeling this is not recording at all. Or is it? Oh no, it is. Oh my god. Oh, I hate myself so much. Okay. Um, so just yeah, before I go, I know this video is really long. If you've actually watched this long, thank you. I'm sure it's probably going to be less than a dozen of you. But um, so other stuff that's been going on, and besides the problems with the software, um, the other issues that I've been having is that I've been having significant issues with my health. I have diabetes, which I've had since I was 14, back, whatever goddamn year that was, 2000, I think is when I was diagnosed. And on top of that, I found out last year that my kidneys failed. Um, so I'm on dialysis. It is probably the most depressing thing about me, the fact that I have to hook up to a machine 3 days a week in order to live. Um, Not happy about that, but that's just the way it is. I'm pretty sure that my kidneys failed because of the diabetes. I also had high blood pressure, and that coupled with a lot of bad habits and not keeping up with my blood sugar led to kidney failure. So, as much as I hate to admit, but it's the truth, it's my fault, most of it. I mean, it's pretty much my fault, and if I had taken better care of myself, um, at least my kidneys would have lasted a little bit longer. So that's a thing that's been slowing me down a lot. On top of that, and by the way, I'm super bitter about this. On top of all that, I have to work a full-time job to take care of myself. Um, I have to, in order to keep my health insurance, I have to work full-time. Which is not necessarily the worst thing because I do work in a call center, so I don't have to do strenuous, painful work. And it's not a bad call center. Like, you don't normally get a lot of rude callers. Again, I work for a dental company, so I do scheduling for dentist offices. There's a group of dentist offices here in Louisville, Kentucky, that, well, they're just all over Kentucky, parts of southern Indiana, and Ohio. Um, and then we have 4 other banner companies that we do the call center work for, in different states. Not a lot of them, but I mean, it's about 100 offices altogether, give or take, if I had to estimate. Which sounds like a lot, but the way our call center, this is just not worth getting into. Um, anyway, so I'm gonna more or less end it here. Again, thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. If you've, first of all, if you've watched this far, thank you for being interested in my life. I appreciate it more than you can know. Um, and I know you've probably heard that from every YouTuber you are subscribed to, but, and, you know, that's, uh, it's just the way it is. So, but thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for the support you've given me. Is, as I know it's not a lot, but I appreciate it. Moving forward, aside from not working on my music video, I am trying to put together a show, like basically a radio show, except I'm wanting to stream it on YouTube. It's called Open to Midnight, and it's gonna basically be sort of a talk show where I'm talking, giving opinions and talking about just random stuff, whatever I can come up with. I'm hoping to at some point do giveaways, so because obviously giveaways would be a great way to get people to watch. I'm not really going to do any Let's Plays, and I'm not going to do any reaction videos if I can avoid it, because reaction videos are basically cancer. But I'm just going to try to emulate, I used to do a radio show online through a Shoutcast server, and it was relatively popular at the time. I mean, relatively being as the maximum amount of listeners I remember having at once was like 20. And that was at least a big deal for me to have 20 people listening to me at the same time. I mean, I would like to think that's more than some other people, but nowadays, between all the Twitch streamers and YouTubers, like, 20 people is nothing. But either way, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm actually going to try to stream the first episode tonight. I may or may not do it on this channel. I might set up a new channel, just, youtube.com/open to midnight if it's not already taken. If it is it taken, or if I'm just lazy, I'll do it on this channel. So you may see it on this channel if you are so inclined. Um, but yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. So again, thank you. If you would like to say anything to me, I welcome you to post in the comments. Um, and if you would like to support the channel, I mean, you already know what to do. But I will say, the biggest way to support me, since I'm not doing Patreon and I'm not getting monetized, the best way to do it is to just share my videos with your friends and family. Or maybe not even friends and family per se, but if you're on any message boards or social media groups, share it there and just be like, hey, check out this cool video. This guy put it together by himself. It's pretty awesome for a guy who did it alone. Stuff like that. Be honest, you know. If you enjoyed it, you know, just say it that way. And that's all I really need, is just for people to appreciate the work that I've done. I think that's what anyone really needs, really. But that's it. I'm gonna call it here. Again, thank you, and I hope you guys have a safe weekend and a safe holiday, and and be good to each other. Bye.